This is the Movie Geeks Film News Podcast Network, and you are watching This Week in Star Wars.
Hello everyone and welcome back to This Week in Star Wars, the 30-minute podcast dedicated to everything new in the galaxy far, far away. I'm Mark, and with me as always is...
Andy.
Paul.
With Stephen.
Give himself a with credit.
Yeah.
Right, we've got one little bit of housekeeping before we get started. Last week we launched This Week in Star Wars Facebook page. Predictably, it's facebook.com/This Week in Star Wars. Get yourselves over there and like it, because we're trying to build a community of people. Maybe we can get a meet-up going on at next year's celebration. How are we doing, guys? You all right?
Yeah, not bad, thank you.
Not too bad at all. Not too bad at all.
I'm starting a 30-minute timer. We can start talking about Star Wars news. Punch it, Chewy. Right, here we go. Big news broke, as someone pointed out on YouTube today. I've got to give a shout out to Tommy Samuel, who left a comment on our YouTube video that Josh Trank has departed the second anthology film. Did you hear that news this week?
Wasn't that news several days ago?
Yeah, it was. It broke the day after we recorded.
Oh, okay.
So we were being called out on YouTube that we didn't cover it in last week's show, but obviously it didn't break until the morning after we'd finished.
Because our mole didn't tell us.
Yeah, there was no leaks. But we did discuss him last week, and we did discuss the second anthology movie, didn't we? It's got a working title of Tin Can, and it is now thought to be a Boba Fett movie.
Woohoo!
And it's got Simon Kinberg is writing and producing the film, and Simon Kinberg was the producer on the Fantastic Four movie, directed by Trank, which has led to an awful lot of rumours that there was some friction on the production between Josh Trank and Simon Kinberg, and that may have led to Trank's departure.
Okay.
No
Looks self-evidential, really, when you
news on this then, yeah? It's just all rumours.
No, it's actual official news. Both camps have made announcements this week. Trank came out and said that after a year of working on the project, a very rewarding year of working on the project, he's saddened to have to leave, but he's made a personal decision to leave. And then Lucasfilm followed that up with pretty much a one-line response.
Oh, yeah, no. I'm not saying that's not. What I'm saying is it's all rumours that everyone's thinking that these two have had a falling out.
Yeah.
We've got nothing definitive on that.
Nothing definitive. There's no... Josh Trank has said it's personal reasons. There's not even any of this nebulous creative differences stuff, because that's pretty much just saying nothing, isn't it, on the part of studios and creatives. But
they burn their bridges too. So, you know what I mean? They want to start slagging each other off and
exactly
get a gig further down the line.
Wasn't he involved in Fantastic Four though? Was that anything to do with it?
Yeah, they were both involved in Fantastic Four, and we really don't know. You can read between the lines, I think, but then you jump into conclusions, aren't you?
Mm. Yeah, well...
We'll have to wait until the dust settles on this one, I think.
Who will they get in his place?
Well, let's hold fire on that, because I want to ask you guys that question. Let's get through some of these news bits, and we'll circle back round to that, because that'll be the question of the week.
Okay.
Right, okay. So that's pretty much everything on Anthology. Every bit of Anthology news, Trank's departure, and then potential involvement.
Pretty big news, really.
It's massive news, and it's really such a shame. That I'm really excited about these Anthology films, and one of them's got mud on it now. It's horrible. Anyway, let's quickly rattle through some Star Wars Rebels news. StarWars.com allowed the first season of Rebels to be streamed. I don't know if it's still on there. Did anyone catch that last week?
No, I didn't actually. No. I've seen the majority of them anyway, but didn't know they'd start streaming it.
Right, yeah. It's I think it might have only been for Star Wars Day on May the 4th, but it might be worth heading over there and checking it out, because it's a good show and it's worth a watch. Steve, did you see any of that, mate?
No, I don't. I'm you know me.
Not interested.
I'm not interested in the animation side, but I don't know why. I have tried to get into it before, years ago, but I've never been able
Oh,
to.
that would be the Clone Wars.
Clone Wars,
that
yeah.
was a little bit weak, but Rebels
This is
is
a lot
definitely better. And
Yeah, it still doesn't do. I don't know what it is. I can't get easily engrossed.
worth it just for the music.
yeah, it certainly
right,
is. You're
okay,
absolutely
yeah.
right there. It's awesome, and the big thing, Steve, is these characters are most likely going to cross over into live action.
Oh, okay.
There's
So
a-
it is good to get
Absolutely, there's a
A
lot
bit
of
of knowledge on them, wouldn't it?
about. Well, I think it's going to be one of those situations. I think where they'll probably be in a film, and if you don't know who they are, it won't matter. They'll be a character.
Yeah.
But if you're invested in Rebels and you see them, it's going to mean a hell of a lot more.
Well, maybe I'll give it a go. I've seen the link.
I think what you find as well with this sort of the animated stuff, it brings on a lot of people like myself and Mark will enjoy it because obviously the history of Star Wars, but plus it brings on a whole new generation who might not have seen even the last lot of films.
Yeah.
And start coming in with these because this is a Disney Channel, so it's what I mean. It's getting a lot of coverage.
Absolutely, you're going to capture an audience like my nieces and nephews, who don't necessarily get exposed to Star Wars because their parents aren't big fans. My sister isn't a big fan of Star Wars. She had to suffer for it when we were kids, so she's not going to introduce her kids to Star Wars. So this might do the job for her.
I'll give it a go for next week.
Yeah, even if you if you seek out the feature length season premiere, I think there's an extra edit out there with Darth Vader in it.
Okay.
Give it a go and see what you think.
Yeah,
I think you'll enjoy it.
I will do just that.
On the subject of Rebels, season 2, because we're now between seasons, season 2 is scheduled to debut on June the 20th. I suspect that might be the same for us in the UK, Andy, on Disney XD, but
I don't believe there's been too much of a lag.
No, there hasn't.
Between the release dates, which is quite good.
Yeah, we've been pretty much on top of it, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. That's about it for Rebels news. That was a slow week in Rebels this week. Star Wars Battlefront. This will get Steve's interest.
Yeah, so I've been reading about this during
Have
the
you
week.
seen it? Now, I'm the gaming novice. You guys are the pros.
Well, it's the hip. The big news is no iron sights.
I don't know what that is. Can you explain?
Well, you can't aim down the barrel. You'll be holding it from shooting from the hip, allegedly, which is kind of a big FPS thing. It will be a showstopper for people. But I was thinking about it, and it might mean that they're crappy shots in Star Wars. I mean, none of them can shoot worth a toffee. But it might mean that that's how you fire. That you sort of imagine where you're going to hit, and you'll get better at it. But you won't always hit your mark, and maybe that will make the game more exciting. I don't know. What do you think, Andy? Because you'll
still have crosshairs. They're not doing away with that, are they? So you'll still be aiming. You just won't be aiming down the sights.
Right.
You won't have an increased aim, which is what you get when you.
Well, your accuracy is supposed to be better, but then that only relates to a game what has iron sights in, doesn't it? So it wouldn't make any difference.
And you will be able to aim in when you're using certain weapons using the sight, like a sniper type thing.
I was going to say that would be the worst thing ever if you didn't have sights for a sniper rifle.
That's the only one. Yeah. There's only going to be a.
Yeah, but that's fine. That's I say, shooting from the hip's no problem anyway, is it? So.
No, it won't be I can't think of an example, but it won't be the first one.
Is it just an aesthetic choice then?
No, it won't be just an aesthetic. I don't think so. I think it will affect aiming, and that's what I'm saying. You'll be more like laser blasts going a bit all over the place, but it won't. I don't know. I mean, it won't be like they're dropping the rule book. They're not doing it like Call of Duty and Battlefield. They're going somewhere new with it, and you can't really blame them for that. I mean. It might be brilliant. It might be even better because you're shooting from the hip. But who knows?
About a demo, it's all relative because until you sort of get a bit of gameplay, you can't tell what it's going to be like.
Yeah, it might be really intuitive, mightn't it?
Exactly.
When you start playing.
Just the fact of, like Andy will know this, if there isn't a demo, I'll be more worried because games that are crap tend not to have demos. or betas,
Right.
because they just want like a perfect example would be that Alien game that I can't even remember what it was called now, but it was just of a game.
What, Isolation?
No, that's really good.
Right.
It was a couple of years ago. There was an Alien game. It was rushed out. There was no demo,
Oh, I know the one you mean. It was the
and you could complete it in 9 minutes.
yeah. It wasn't brilliant. It was to do with the commandos. What they called in that.
Oh yeah, what are they called now? Oh, it's right on the tip of my tongue. I'll go and Google it.
At some point we'll get it. But yeah,
But yeah,
it
there
wasn't
was no
great.
demo for that, and I think that's a good. When you get a demo, you know that they obviously feel that they're confident in it enough to bring a demo out.
Is there any reason, I don't know if you can see the notes, there's claims that the maps will limit gamer numbers to 40.
I've got
Well,
no
that's
problems
not
with that.
bad.
No, is that not
That-
anything to be worried about?
That's not too bad at all.
You mean
Bear in
in
mind
age?
the gaming numbers are 40.
Yeah. Which means
IQ.
most of us can't play. All of us can't play.
But it'd be 20 aside, basically it, which isn't a massive amount. You have like 32, 64 player servers. PC will be more, but that's okay. That's an average sort of server.
Steve, when you play these things, do you just run around trying to spoon people?
Yeah.
Is there a spooning cheat?
There's a spooning option.
Is it BBAB right?
There is a mod where he spoons people.
Colonial Marines.
He's a spoon trooper.
Steve, you love a bit of emerging
Spooning.
technology as well. Have you seen that the film's going to be mixed for Dolby Atmos? The audio. You're going to want to get into that. That is like some seriously multi-channel surround sound.
Oh.
And we're talking dozens of channels. Instead of 5.1, you're talking dozens.
5.2?
Wow.
Maybe even 5.3.
With an active subwoofer.
Yeah. No, we're talking dozens and dozens. Some of the theatre installations for Dolby Atmos have 80 amplifiers driving these
Bloody hell.
things. They are huge. So
That sounds interesting. Is that going to be available in the home theatre?
yeah, I don't know if there's any kit out for it at the moment for the home, and if they do, I'd imagine it will mostly be like a soundbar.
Okay, mostly.
Yeah, mostly.
Mostly.
Because otherwise you have to pull your ceilings down and install speakers in the ceilings. But I'm interested that they're doing it anyway. It means that theatres will be able to run gaming sessions. Sorry, mate.
While you're on tech, I know it's not in the notes, but you see they've managed to replicate in real life the R2D2's hologram of Princess Leia.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they actually have got the technology now to do it.
That's
Very clever.
amazing.
You go on YouTube, you'll find it. There's a bit of and they do loads of other
So
demos.
does it explain how he filmed her from the side then? She was standing in front of him.
The old Paul Bugbear.
Oh, Paul, you ruined it for me now.
Perhaps he does it all through code.
He might have
extrapolates the angles.
He's
does
got
it all
a
through
bloody
code.
camera.
He might have a BB CCTV8 that comes out of his bum
That's a
and
lot.
goes off and films it and goes back in.
Has to come out of his bum, doesn't it, Steve?
Yes.
Well, where else is it going? What other orify has he got? He's got to
He's got that little CD slot in the front, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Right, before we plunge too far down this rat hole of R2D2's orifices,
Orify.
let's jump. I'm not sure that's the plural. Let's jump over to Star Wars: The Force Awakens.
I'm going to get arrested for googling
Never heard of
plural of orifice.
There is an absolute poodoo ton of Force Awakens news this week. Starting with, well, we won't start with it, but there is a photo shoot to talk about.
Yeah, I saw that. It looks really cool.
There is a potential that there could be a civil war at play between the Empire and the First Order in Star Wars Episode 7.
I thought the Empire was the first.
Not necessarily. I think
the First Order came out of the Empire. So.
Yeah, I think the Empire might have. We said way back in November when we did the first teaser trailer review that there's a chance that the Empire might have moved across and become the New Republic. So all the ships and all the assets, everything moves across and they suddenly become the good guys.
It sounds very Kevin Smith, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Oh,
There is the potential for the First Order to be a faction within the New Republic that becomes a new empire within the Republic.
Say that again.
A faction within the New Republic that will rise up and become this First Order, like a splinter group, splitters.
Oh, okay. Splitters.
Like the popular People's Front of Judea.
He's sitting over there.
Yeah, on his own, eating a bag of wolf's nipples
Popular
chips.
People's Front.
Yeah, splitters. Anyway, I'm quite interested in that, and that's another one of those things that may have just leaked out at Celebration in costume design and not actually be a big thing, a big announcement from Lucasfilm. Anyway, that being said, this cast photo and the cover of Vanity Fair, did you see that?
Yeah, it's awesome.
That's
It's only
amazing.
the cockpit shot, wasn't it?
Yeah. But what does that tell you?
Well, it tells us that they built a cockpit.
But aside from that, that's our core group for this film.
There's 4.
Yeah, John Boyega, Daisy Ridley, Han and Chewie.
So you think this is a Han film then?
Ridley?
Yeah, I think so. In fact, I think Han is going to be sacrificed.
Yeah, Han's going to be sacrificed to make us all go to Part 8. It's so cynical. It's all about money.
Shall I eject you from the call?
I think Chewie's going to kill him.
You had a little slight argument there, Paul, but then all of a sudden you lost it with that last statement.
Chewie's always wanted to sit in the other chair.
Chewie starts humping his leg.
Yeah, but Benji the dog.
I suspect this story. Sorry,
I've always
Paul.
thought that Han was going to be chopped.
Well, he wants it, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to say.
Part 1, Part 4.
Harrison Ford, that he wants that.
Yeah, this is this is like the world's biggest cameo, basically.
Mm.
Yeah, well, I think from what I've been hearing, Leia and Luke may be minuscule roles in this film, like absolute throwaway appearances, and then Han will have the larger role because it's setting up a Kylo Ren character.
So does that mean they'll be definitely moving on to the next film?
I think so, yeah.
Whereas Han won't.
Han won't, obviously.
Well, we don't know, do we yet?
No, but all indications are that that's what's going to happen.
Did they consider Carbonite?
Again?
Here. That off, wouldn't it?
Yeah. So bring you out later. We'll bring you out for number 11.
I mean, see, I don't know. I mean, when they start, have they actually done any pre-production on the second film or 8?
Probably people painting as we speak.
No, it's written. I think it's written at least a draft.
There'll be some concept design, but that's about it.
Yeah, well, a lot of the assets are going to move over from this one, aren't they?
Probably.
Maybe if he hadn't broken his leg, he would have done. Maybe that's what was the clincher for him.
No, he wanted out years ago, mate.
Yeah.
I know he did, but maybe he's.
Well, something we're going to discuss on the other podcast with a certain Indiana Jones franchise may have had something to do with Harrison Ford's involvement in this Star Wars film, because there was talk that he was promised further indie movies in exchange for agreeing to appear in this Star Wars film.
Because that's actually his little love, isn't it? He does genuinely like those films.
Yeah, very much so.
Wouldn't it be nice then, instead of killing him off, if they find a way to out him without killing him?
What, like gay?
No, he needs to die.
He needs closure.
If they're doing what I think they're doing,
I can't think of it. It's only because Han and I share a lot of the same skills, and we're quite comely.
The same age.
And I think we have a lot in common. It makes me upset.
I don't remember Han Solo doing a lot of spooning.
No, but he does get all of his clothing from.
He scratches a lot when it's down around.
Donations.
They were hiding in the bottom of the Millennium Falcon in the smugglers' compartments.
Yes.
When he never thought he'd be smart enough to use them himself. He was actually spooning Chewie in there because Chewie's hair, he's got major bed head when he comes out of there.
Oh yeah, he's very tidy because he strokes his head, doesn't he, like a puppy?
Right, let's get back on point because the clock is ticking. So the photo shoot for this Vanity Fair cover revealed a couple of important aspects. specifically, and again, this is a stealth reveal for Lucasfilm, Adam Driver is definitely Kylo Ren. We'd speculated that was the case up to now, but it was revealed this week that is the case. Confirmed. And he does look to be in control, in command of a couple of stormtroopers in one of those images, which is pretty cool. I'm convinced he's Han and Leia's son. I actually put up quite a lengthy article this week, predictions for Star Wars The Force Awakens, so head over to mgfn.co.uk and have a look at that. See what you think. Lupita Nyong'o's character is a CGI pirate named Maz Kanata. What a waste of a beautiful woman.
She's a stunner.
It does seem a bit strange.
Stunning and so
See, Andy
talented.
Serkis, you can
What's
understand
her name,
it.
Mark? I want to Google
her. Lupita Nyong'o. The spelling's in the notes, Steve.
Lupita.
You want to do what to her?
Mikey, that is hard to spell.
Yeah. So her character, I suspect, is a character that falls into possession of
the Millennium Falcon.
No, the lightsaber.
The Millennium Falcon.
And it's her little hand we see passing the lightsaber across to what I believe to be Leia.
But that hand's only got 4 fingers.
She's an alien. That's why she's CGI.
Well, that would do it then.
That hand's only got 4 fingers.
3 fingers and a thumb, yeah.
Paul goes to YouTube.
Yeah, go and have a look. All right, jumping over that. While you two have a little look at Miss Nyong'o and fingers, the next point shows that Admiral Akbar will be in The Force Awakens, and he will be...
It's a trap!
Damn old.
Won't you just? Will he still smell of fish?
Probably.
Okay.
We don't have to worry. We don't have smell-o-vision.
Also, Mark, missing off there, another casting thing we knew was the Gwendolyn Christie.
Yes.
Captain Phasma.
Yeah, that was also officially revealed this week, wasn't it?
Can you see that hand's only got 4 fingers?
Because people have dissected it, conjugated and deliberated and decided.
There's a child's hand.
And guess.
It's not, Paul.
It's an alien hand. It's not a
hand.
It's alien, yeah, definitely. Yeah, no, you're right, Andy.
That hand's only got 4 fingers.
Captain Phasma is, or Gwendolyn Christie is Captain Phasma.
Who the hell is Captain Phasma?
You know the chrome-plated stormtrooper walking down that corridor?
That's the worst name ever.
God, what were they thinking?
That is her. Well, that's the tradition, isn't it? The Flash Gordon-esque character names and what have you.
God, Captain Phasma.
Yeah.
With a PH.
I know.
She's thought to be quite a significant character for the foreseeable future as well.
I might as well call him Chunky Love Muscle.
There's
no meaning at all.
I'll send an email. A quick note, C-3PO has 1 red arm in The Force Awakens. I got that from makingstarwars.net.
Okay.
And there's rumours that Boba Fett will appear in Episode 7. I hate
how
that
is he?
idea.
He's been eaten by the Rancorn. Not the Rancorn, the other thing.
The Rancorn.
Sarlacc.
The
We're-
Sarlacc.
It was the pit of Carcoon, actually.
We're going to get emails.
The Rancor. But no, he was eaten in the pit of Sarlacc, wasn't he? Well, how the hell was he coming
Pit of
back?
Carcoon.
Sarlacc at him.
The Sarlacc at him. So explain that one, Mark, if you dare.
No. Star Wars Episode 8.
Continuity.
Ryan Johnson will film in the UK, and he's going to use the same cinematographer he used on Looper and Brick.
Looper.
That's the first. Now we've got 3 active Star Wars projects. What a wonderful world we live in.
Your dream come true, Mark.
It is now. I only need you and Ewan McGregor to be involved, and I'll have everything.
You've got an SWS now, haven't you? No.
The old R2 bleeps are going to be brought into employ this evening. Right, we've got 6 minutes left to discuss the big news. Josh Trank having left. We don't know why. We don't really care why. Who should take the helm of the second anthology film? Bearing in mind it's not coming out for a couple of years. Could be about Boba Fett. What do we think?
See,
I think I know where Andy's going to go.
Who do we think, or who is?
No, who do you want? It's The option's open now. It can be anybody.
Well, JJ.
That won't happen.
No, that won't happen. He's not doing that.
I got a good idea.
I'm going to go in Joss We Trust.
Yeah, I knew you were going to go there. And if he's going to do anything in Star Wars, I would rather it be one of these.
I think that's a bit
Anthology
cliche
films.
at the moment.
I don't think he's going to do. He's not going to do one of the call them the trilogy, so to speak. He will do a one-off because he doesn't want to take the time to.
No, but would he want to do those big things? He's walked away from one of the biggest franchises in history. Will he want to step into another one?
This is a few years away, isn't it?
Yeah, I think this one's 2018. Where are we?
Alex Garland.
15 is 7, 16. Steve, you could be on to something there.
No, I know who should do it.
Go on, Paul.
Duncan Jones.
Oh, bloody hell. Now, there you go. See, now I want Kyle Newman to do it. Director of Fanboys. He's got Barely Legal coming out. Barely Lethal coming out this year. And he knows Star Wars like nobody else. The guy's absolutely incredibly passionate.
That Lucas chap knows quite a lot.
No, he knows nothing.
Oh.
I can give you 3 examples of him knowing nothing. But right now, we need these anthology films to go on for years because I want all of those people involved. Duncan Jones would be amazing. Now,
I know.
But he's got a lot on his hands with, is it? Warcraft.
Warcraft's done. It's all post-production.
Is it going to be a one and done? Will he be going back for more?
They might sit on that for years yet.
And I think Alex Garland is a really good pull because what he achieved with Ex Machina was phenomenal.
Mm. And also Dredd. I mean, he produced that as well, didn't he?
Yeah.
As
wrote it
too. Wrote the screenplay.
No, he didn't produce it. The what's his name produced it?
No, not Dredd. He wrote the screenplay and produced it.
No, he didn't.
Alex Garland.
No, he didn't. It was the Indian guy with the big eyes.
He's one of the producers. He was.
Yeah.
But he's got science sort of fiction.
Oh, Mark, help me out. Just tell me the name.
Of who, mate?
Ravi Shankar or something. I can't remember his name.
I don't think it's Ravi Shankar.
13 producers on that film.
That's about right.
What about Matthew Vaughn?
Don't know.
X-Men First Class.
Matt Vaughn's a flight risk. He jumps ship on just about everything he gets involved with, doesn't he?
Yeah, they won't want that again. What about? I mean, they could employ a woman because you know, there's some good women directors out there who'd be up to the challenge. I don't know any of their names.
Bigelow.
What's Bigelow done lately?
Well, nothing.
Since Bravo. No, I keep calling it that. Zero Dark 30.
That was still 4 years ago now, wasn't
No,
it?
I don't think she's done a great deal since then, but that was phenomenal. And if Gareth Edwards is setting the stage for these sort of raw, realistic war efforts, then I'd be up for that.
Duncan Jones.
Yes,
Yeah,
well,
I don't
Moon
think
guy.
they're all going to be war ones, are they, Mark?
Probably not, no. Probably
They're going
not.
to mix it up. That's the point of having single films. Otherwise, it'd just be another trilogy going.
I wouldn't
back to
mind.
back.
When they first announced these things, I was convinced that they'd be the independent films would be a trilogy in amongst the existing enumerated films.
Yeah.
One handing off to the other, and I wouldn't mind that.
The only thing is,
I probably wouldn't mind it, but
I can't say I'm particularly interested in the story now, though.
Because it's Boba Fett.
Yeah, it just doesn't interest me at all.
That's only rumoured still at the moment.
Okay.
But I really, really don't like that idea. We've seen his origin story. I
Yeah,
think we've got
rubbish.
just about enough Boba Fett to be going on with. And the thing is, I don't know how you guys feel about it, but to my mind, that character was a success because he was an enigma.
Yes.
Yeah.
you only see a little bit of them.
You're
Yeah,
supposed to see a nodding head now and again. That's it.
Yeah, and that's what made him cool. And to peek behind the curtain a little bit more, I'm not sure I want to know.
I lost you guys for a second there. Was you talking about what was you talking about at the end there?
Or why we shouldn't make a Boba Fett film.
Oh yeah, no, you were still on that. Yeah, no, he's not charismatic enough. He won't be the lead in it because he's not very. He's kind of a silent.
Yeah, silent but deadly.
Silent
Yeah.
but Kiwi.
But yeah, I mean, even in episode 1, and he wasn't in episode 1, but in episode 2, him and his father were just crap. Just the whole idea, even with the crappy acting, it was just awful.
They should do Darth Vader origin story.
Yeah, I've said that would happen at some point.
I wonder actually if they'll go back a little bit further and start telling stories about the other characters, like Sidious and Plagueis.
I
The
want
other
to
characters
see.
we hear
I
about.
want to see stop motion construction of the Death Star, the time lapse. That'd be cool.
For 2 hours.
Yeah.
That's a robot chicken. That's a robot chicken episode, isn't it?
I'm just looking at Josh Whedon. Of course, he did Serenity, didn't he?
Yeah.
And he's probably onto something there because that had a real Star Wars feel about it.
It was a Han Solo.
Firefly.
It was
You
a
ain't gotta
Han
watch
Solo
Firefly.
tribute movie, wasn't it? Really?
Yeah, I mean, he is. What's his sort of future work lineup?
Just done the Avengers, isn't it?
Well, that's the timer. Emphasis on the tie this week. Somebody's been assigned that ringtone, by the way. So there it is then. So that's how look at the Star Wars in 7 days. Not sure really what to think about that. The director's business. I think everyone came up with winning ideas. Somebody's going to have their hands full, aren't they?
Maybe we should do it.
Just to play a bit of a wild card, I think Dave Filoni should be chucked in there as well from Star Wars Rebels.
Okay.
Because he's not a bad creator. It's difficult to tell with animation because there are so many hands in the till, aren't there?
Yeah.
With regards to those virtual performances. But
Neil Blomkamp.
I'm going to give you a giant sack of no.
Disney are going to want to now someone.
Please leave.
After this experience with this guy, they're going to want to now someone and get a home run with this, aren't they?
Yeah, and to my mind, that's Carl Newman.
Chris Nolan.
No, God,
No, too
we
deep.
don't want a slow, ponderous look at Star Wars
With a twist at the end.
with the little
Don't you say we
chin
like that?
strokey.
Brain we.
Right, let's back out of this one
That
and get
tailed off a little bit, didn't it, at the end?
Yeah. All right. If you guys out there, if you've got suggestions for who could replace Trank as director of the second anthology movie, then let us know, because I think we've come up with winning ideas, but you may have better ones. And we shall reconvene next week and cover what I'm sure will be another active week in Star Wars news. Probably immediately after we finish recording, we'll get some groundbreaking thing announced.
Yeah, it's going to happen, yeah.
All right, stick around for the VO guy and find out where to find us. Until next week, we'll see you later.
Bye.
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 Find everything we do at mgfn.co.uk. Find us on Twitter at Movie Geeks News and at facebook.com/Movie Geeks Film News. Thanks for listening.